We're seeing more Mean Girl drama with Heather ahead, plus some heartbreaking goodbyes. We're breaking down everything we know about next week's episode of The Bachelor. Hey guys, welcome back to another shared news from home. We're so excited to get into this promo for next week. But before we get into it, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'm your host, Gabby Gonta, and I'm joined by the lovely Avery Grooms and Mariah Davis today. Okay, guys, so some major favorites went home this week, and it looks like next week is going to be just as tough, especially because we added another girl with Heather Martin's late arrival. Let's dive right into taking a look at the clips for next week's promo so we can try to figure out exactly what's going down. It looks like the girls have a ton of questions for Heather, and we pick up right where we left off, and it looks like we're gonna get Heather's first interaction with the other girls in the house. Let's take a look.
Next week on The Bachelor.
You guys don't know me at all. Do you know Matt at all?
Like, bitch, what are you doing?
Okay, so they're already firing right back at Heather. They asked her, "Do you even know Matt at all?" A lot of these girls don't even know who Heather is, if she has a past with Matt or not. I think there was like one girl in the group who had said, "Oh, she was from Colton season," and sort of told the other girls what was going on. But it looks like in this clip, Piper was especially mad because she was the one that was interrupted when Heather walked in. So, what do we think about this? Are the girls just going to immediately gang up on her and like just be so angry, or how are they going to handle this? It looks pretty rough right here. Avery?
I'm definitely anticipating the girls ganging up on her because we know what group of girls we're dealing with. We've seen this happen multiple times now, and these girls are pretty aggressive. And when someone comes in their way, they're not going to hold back. They're going to speak their mind and tell her like it is. And I'm honestly nervous for Heather to be walking in such a situation because it's going to be intense, and she doesn't know what type of girl she's dealing with. So she definitely doesn't know what she's getting herself into. But it should be interesting. They've also been just dragging this out for so long. Like, I can't believe we haven't gotten to this part yet. Like, the fact that we barely just saw her entrance, I feel like this has been going on forever. Like, anticipating Heather's arrival. When is it going to be next week? No, it's next week. But I'm glad it finally came, but I just want to see how this all like ends up.
The first thing I thought was, okay, if the last newest arrivals taught the girls anything, it's to be nice and keep it classy or you'll get sent home. So I was like, well, surely we're not going to have a bunch of nastiness because surely they've all learned by now. Well, if I show that side of me, then I could probably be on my way out because we lost like what, three or four girls due to all of that drama. So I was kind of hoping that we wouldn't see any mean girl, like all of the girls gang up on Heather, who happens to be one of the sweetest people alive. I mean, obviously, I don't know her personally, but just seeing her through Colton season and then the brief time that she spent on Bachelor in Paradise, she's just really sweet. And she seemed so devastated to have been like ganged up on. Like she's never met a mean girl in her life. So that's kind of what I'm expecting is the girls just like break Heather down. And I don't know if she's got it in her to like put up with that kind of hate because she's so sweet. I hope that they kind of snap out of it and realize like, listen, bullying is not going to be tolerated. But at the same time, I get that they're all frustrated and they're just like, oh my God, another girl. Like, let me just get some one on one time with Matt and quit throwing in all these curveballs.
Exactly. I think Heather is not used to these mean girls, like you were saying, Mariah. And because she's so sweet, and like you said, hopefully these girls would have learned their lesson by now from all of the bullying, but it certainly seems like they haven't. I'm sure this was a shock to them. I know in some of the interviews during this cocktail party, they were saying, finally, there's only 10 of us. Like, we actually get a moment to breathe. And then they get hit with this, and it's been a season long of curveballs. So if I was in their position, I would certainly be a little upset as well, but hopefully they can just welcome her a little bit more because the drama's going to start and it's just going to keep spiraling if this happens. But let's take a look at another clip.
This virus is coming in. She's infecting the whole system. It's like, what are you doing here? Oh my God. This has never asked you to be so mean.
Okay, so lots of clips of girls crying, being upset, the original girls who were there. And then we see Heather also very upset. But I want to know what you guys think about Serena C calling her a virus, because That just seems not okay at all. We've seen Serena C being, a little bit of a mean girl in this past episode, really, railing Katie for just not being perfect herself and trying to, help things on around the house, but just sort of instigating, I guess. So, what do we think of Serena C and the other girls just really attacking Heather here? Mariah.
This strikes me as signs of insecurity. I'm not pointing fingers. We all are insecure about things, and I have no idea what it's like to be them in that scenario. But to immediately just start name calling or calling someone a virus because they showed up wanting the same opportunity that you had. And honestly, Heather probably attempted to be on the show at the same time of everyone else, but it was all producer play. That's my opinion. So anyone who's going to take low blows right off the gate, that to me just strikes me as insecurities. And I think that's what we're seeing from Serena C.
I totally agree with you, Mariah. Calling someone a virus, especially during times like these, is just
Like,
so
what?
inappropriate. Like, don't even throw that word out, please. Let alone Heather, like we said, one of the sweetest girls. And it's
Mhm.
just funny. Like Serena C all of a sudden has a lot to say, and it's getting really annoying. So I hope she goes home next, honestly.
Agreed. I think in this next clip, we also get a reality check about how far we are into the season, and it's getting down to the wire.
Hometowns are 2 weeks away. No one has any idea where Matt's head is at.
Okay, so Matt looks really stressed here. Like they said, hometowns are 2 weeks away. I honestly can't believe we're this far in. And it seems like he still has a ton of girls to get to know, to get through, to send home. So, how do I think this is all going to happen? Is Matt going to have to start mass sending people home or just, not even during rose ceremonies, but at random times send them home if he doesn't feel like they're the perfect match? Or else, how are we going to get down to the final one? What do you guys think?
I think, yeah, I think we're gonna start seeing them all kind of go at once again. It's kind of crazy to think that we are 2 weeks away from hometowns. And I feel like these next 2 weeks, it's really gonna hit him all the stress and just everything kind of all at once, especially since we're getting into the point of the season where he has developed a lot of really strong, genuine relationships. So it's about to be really hard. And I feel for him. I don't know how he's gonna make this decision because the group of girls he does have left, for majority of them, I think are great. I like them. So this is tough. You could see by the looks on his face right here, he is feeling stressed, and I'm sure he's under a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a bit of both. I think we're going to see at rose ceremonies a couple girls going home rather than just like one, kind of a bigger bulk, but also probably girls if he takes them out on a one-on-one date to kind of see if there really is a strong romantic connection there. Kind of like what we just saw with Katie. I feel like Matt is trying to test the waters if he's maybe deliberating on sending someone home. He wants to give it one final shot. I think we're going to see some of that as well, just kind of like weeding out the girls. It's crunch time. And yeah, Avery, the look on his face is like, oh my God, what did I get myself into with all of this? This is awful. I mean, it comes with so many highlights, right? I mean, the entire Bachelor experience itself is incredible. The connections, the people you meet, the experience, and not to mention the women. I mean, you get to meet such incredible women, and then you have to like break their hearts and send them home. So, with hometowns 2 weeks away, I'm sure everyone is just at the end of their ropes, including Matt.
Definitely. The girls and Matt both, you can just see on their faces the stress is getting to them. But let's take a look at this next clip because we're going to get a closer look at who's getting dates next week.
They mean a lot to me.
Okay, so there's a lot in there, but I think it looks like Jessenia is gonna get a one-on-one date. They're doing like a crazy car demolition date, which looks really fun. And then I think it's Serena P also maybe that's doing a skating date. There was a short clip of them kissing as well, but then also right here we see Kit. So do we think these three girls, Jessenia, Serena P, and Kit, are some of the front runners right now? And we're gonna be seeing a lot of next week. What do you think, Mariah?
I'm happy to see Jessenia have a one-on-one date. This last episode, how Matt really kind of trusted her and had her back, that kind of made me think, okay, I didn't think there was really a connection there before, but clearly there's something there. So I was hoping to see them together because as far as I know, I didn't know that they really had a connection. I can't remember a single conversation that they've had, honestly, outside of the drama. So I'm happy that they're going to have a one-on-one date. It looks like a blast. In this image, they look like they're already in love. So good for them. Love that for them. Yeah, I think that's Serena P. It's hard to tell. If it is, that's crazy because that would be her second one-on-one date. They had an excellent first one-on-one date, and it seemed like they were talking about the future already. So I was kind of hoping that, or I was kind of thinking that she was going to be one of the front runners, maybe like Final Four, I don't know. And then Kit, I personally didn't see a lasting connection during their cooking date, but he seems to have really advanced feelings for her. So maybe this one on one time is going to show the rest of the world, like, okay, they really do have a strong foundation here.
Jasenia, we like you said, Mariah, we just started to see a lot more of her, so I'm excited we get to see her with Matt on this date, which looks super fun. I really have been wanting to see a lot more of Serena P because I know she's kind of like a fan favorite, but I still feel like we haven't seen that much of her. I just hear a lot of like people say they like her. And then Kit, I don't understand Kit. At the beginning, I didn't like her, and now I'm like, okay, she's not that bad, but I just don't see them being a match. But every time they do talk, he kind of justifies that he is very into her. And like here, she looks super in love. But I don't see her being top four because I feel like he just has a couple stronger relationships.
Definitely. Those are all really good points. I think in these next few clips, we're going to see some of the girls being more upset. So, based on that one, if Serena P does get another one on one date, that would be something that would make the other girls mad, right? Because there's still so many of them who haven't gotten one on one dates. So, to start doing like double ones, and it makes sense from Matt's perspective if he wants to get to know one girl a little bit more or see if there's like actual deep potential there to do those double one-on-ones, but that's certainly going to stir some drama in the house. So let's see in these next few clips if the girls react positively.
Everything that he said he felt for me has been a lie.
Okay, so a short voiceover right there saying everything Matt said to me is a lie. So that's pretty deep. I'm wondering if that's like a conversation that she's having one of the women when she gets sent home, like in the car, and she's just devastated. Or in this moment, particularly, we see Piper kind of losing it. And this might be because of Heather, because it looks like they're in the same outfits from that. And I know Piper was one of the ones who was the most upset about Heather's arrival. So a lot going on here, but what are your predictions for just girls feeling betrayed or just really losing faith in the process right now?
Just from the looks of this, they're not having it. As we know, this is right after Heather shows up. And I think it did kind of hit Piper the hardest because she walked in on them too. But I'm going to guess that this is kind of the scene where they're going to get most of their frustrations out. And then hopefully they'll figure it out and it'll be over with because I just don't want Heather to be attacked. And I don't want there to be any more bullying. We've seen enough of it, more than enough, especially this season. So hopefully they get it all out during this cocktail party and then it's just put to rest.
I'm really interested in whoever said that Matt lied to them or whoever feels that upset because Matt has been so honest and so just transparent the entire time with these women. He's been fair to them, but he's also stayed true to himself, which you have to. You know, you don't go on this and be the bachelor or the bachelorette so you can make everybody happy. You do it to find love. So I'm interested to see who really got that upset. Um, of course, I don't want to say that I don't want to like take away that validation, whatever they're feeling, they're allowed to feel. But you did sign up for this, and someone is going to follow their heart, and that could end up not being you. I know these girls feel so betrayed by Heather, but I agree, Avery. I do not want to see Heather just attacked. I don't feel like she deserves that. I don't think she had much say in how she came on the show, just like the last girls who showed up a little bit later.
Definitely. That is a good point about Matt just being such a good guy that he doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings and he really wants to be a people pleaser, which is great. And it seems like, he would be honest and open and all of that throughout all of this, which he has. But at the same time, like, you can't please everybody. And he's going to have to break some hearts. He's going to have to do some tough decision making to end up getting to that point, which I think is uncomfortable for him because he is, such a nice guy at the core. But he's going to
Yeah.
be getting down to those tough decisions very soon. In this next clip, we think that we see another one on one date elimination. So, in this past week, we saw Katie got sent home on her one on one, whereas most of the one on ones have gone just amazingly well. I think all of the women have gotten roses from it, except for Katie. So this might be happening again next week. Let's take a look.
My heart's pulling me in another direction.
It is so crazy. That could have happened to any of us.
Okay, so it looks like Matt was sitting at a table, usually what they do for the date or the night portion of a one on one date. Right here in this clip, I think it might be Bree. It looks like in the photo that Bree's the one kissing him on the couch, but then we know they usually do like a couch moment during cocktail parties. So it's a big mess of clips and voiceover here, but Matt ends up sending someone home in a car, shutting the door, and they're gone. And then there's the other girls saying that could have been any of us. So do we have any predictions on who this might be, whether it happens on a one-on-one or maybe at a cocktail party or at a random time during the show? What do we think? Avery?
I mean, it could be anyone. I'm gonna say that maybe it was just Heather. If things didn't go right, he kind of just like didn't want to waste any more of her time and let her go right then and there. Or this could just be a situation where he's talking with someone at a cocktail party and he realizes, okay, I don't want to waste any more of their time. I'm gonna get rid of her right now. Like you said, he's gonna have to start getting rid of a lot of girls a lot sooner now. So I feel like that's kind of what happened. But I don't know, it could be anyone. I'm gonna say maybe it's Heather.
I think it's Heather. I really do. And I honestly think that's the best thing for her because I myself, if I walked into a house and I was immediately attacked by a group of women, I'd be like, nope, bye, good luck. So I do think
Mhm.
nobody needs to be in that kind of environment. So I do kind of even hope that it's Heather because there are better and brighter things out there for her than that drama. If it's not Heather, I have no idea. I mean, my number one guess aside from Heather would be Jessenia, like maybe on their one-on-one date, just because again, I haven't seen a connection between them once. So, I mean, maybe they really hit it off. The pictures, the promo of their date looked like they were really like embracing each other and enjoying their time. Like there was definitely some romance. So I'm gonna put my money towards Heather.
Those are both really great guesses. It definitely could be Heather or Jasenia. I would think also possibly Serena C because they haven't had a huge connection either that I've seen. She's like hung on for a long time and has caused a good amount of drama. So if that comes through this week, she might be one that gets sent home because we know Matt hates to deal with drama. But if we take even closer look at these clips, it looks like there might be multiple eliminations because it seems like Matt is wearing something different in each of these clips. So right here where he's looking off at the car in the distance, this seems like a dark gray hoodie, right? But if we look at the previous clip of the promo, he's wearing the leather jacket and turtleneck combo, which we saw in the clip where it seems like he's saying, I have to follow my heart and send somebody home. So this can mean even more eliminations, one on a one on one, maybe one during a rose ceremony, maybe one here on the side, here and there. So we know he's going to have to be getting rid of girls a lot faster now. So it's very possible that this could be multiple eliminations. So that was the promo for next week, but we actually have a bonus clip of Rachel giving us a little bit of behind what she's thinking going into next week with her relationship with Matt.
That if he chooses her over me, it's over.
Okay, so if he chooses her over me, then it's over. So it seems like two different voiceovers, maybe, was Rachel saying this whole sentence. That's a pretty big statement to make. So who do we think this could be? We know Heather just showed up and she's definitely a threat. So do we think Rachel's talking about her or just another girl in general that is totally, the opposite of Rachel, where she would be questioning if she was a good pair with Matt because he was choosing her? Or what do we think is going through her head right now here? Mariah?
I would have to say Heather because I haven't seen Rachel have any beef with anyone in the house to where she would be like, if he chooses her over me, it's over. Plus, I mean, we've all kind of been paying attention to the spoilers. We've all heard that Rachel kind of makes it a little further in The Bachelor. Whether or not she's the one who steals his heart, that's unknown. But I don't think that it's going to be over for her anytime soon, regardless of who he chooses.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I completely agree with you that out of everyone, it would probably be Heather just because she hasn't really spoken up in any situation regarding like the girls in conflict. So if anyone's going to be a threat, it's going to probably be the girl who just walked in. So I'm going to assume she's talking about Heather.
Good guesses again. I think I'm also going to go with Serena C again because I think just everything's going to come out about her stirring some drama and just kind of being a source of not positive energy in the house. So I think if Matt sees that, or if Rachel has to deal with that at all, she's gonna say, you know, he better not choose her, or else we're not gonna be a good match. So Serena C or Heather, we're gonna be looking out for those girls in terms of what Rachel's talking about here. But let's look at one last still frame from this promo to see if we can figure out who is gonna be on another one of the one-on-ones. Okay, so this is a very zoomed out image, but it's definitely someone much shorter than Matt. It kind of looks like Bree, but what do you guys think? Is this a one-on-one? Did they just kind of run off on their own, or what's going on in this photo?
It is so hard to tell. Whoever put this promo together, production, like you're really putting us through it because I have no idea. I
Yeah.
think maybe Brie. I mean, it kind of looks like her, but it also could possibly resemble like at least three other women in the house. This does look like a one-on-one because I feel like it's super rare that on a group date, anybody gets special time with Matt like this. So I have no idea who it is. It seems like based off of all of these promos, like he's gone on like 7 one-on-one dates, which I'm here for it, but I just have no idea who's he's going on them with.
I know, right? They just throw so much into these promos and it's so quick. Like this little clip right here, I'm very unsure who this is just because it could be so many girls in the house. If I had to guess, maybe Serena P, maybe Bree. It's just too hard to tell, but that was a good observation, Mariah. I'm gonna assume this is also a one-on-one date because you don't see this on group dates out in an open field, just one on one. But don't know who the girl is. Maybe Jessenia, but we just saw a lot from her one on one. So I feel like this is a different vibe.
Very true. I'm gonna say Michelle, maybe. I honestly keep forgetting about her because she was one of the girls in the new batch to come along, but they had an amazing connection on their one-on-one, and she's kind of taken a back seat for the last few episodes, but I think this could be her, even though that means she would have gotten a second one-on-one, which goes back to everyone's gonna be upset about that. So I don't know. It's gonna be tough. We're gonna have to wait and see who this is specifically, but if you're watching and you think you know who this is or all about the rest of the drama that's going down, let us know in the comments for your theories. That's all we have for you with this Bachelor promo for next week. But of course, let us know all of your thoughts about this in the comments. Before you go, make sure you subscribe to our channel and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. I'm Gabby Gonta, joined by Avery Grooms and Mariah Davis today. You can follow us at our social handles on the screen right now. Come say hi. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.